You're live on the website. We're ready to go.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Borough President Donovan Richards Jr., I'm Rhonda Binda, the Deputy Queens Borough President, and we're so delighted to welcome you to our monthly job recruitment fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. We welcome the businesses, our workforce development, nonprofit partners who have joined us to provide job opportunities and our 3 area airports, and to talk about the positions that the community needs in human services, security, retail, healthcare, sales, finance, hospitality, and more. There are so many incredible opportunities right here in Queens. As you know, the program runs from 2 to 3, and Q&A follows from 3 to 3:30. Please also take note that on queensbp.org/recruitment, you'll find the agenda and hyperlinks to all of the contacts and job descriptions. So again, on behalf of Borough President Donovan Richards Jr., I want to thank specifically the 15 organizations that have joined today, including the Chamber of Commerce. They're the leading organization in Queens representing and advocating for all of our businesses. The USTA, Greater New York Nursing Services, Nursing Personnel Home Agency, MTA, New York City Transit Authority, and MTA, Long Island Railroad. In addition, we have Express Employment Professionals, Council on Airport Opportunity, Building Skills New York, and they have opportunities on construction sites all across the city. We welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to thank you for this continued partnership as we continue to work through the pandemic to rebuild our economy even stronger. Queens' unemployment rate in April was at 11%. That's down from 21.6% in June of 2020, but still 8 points higher than the pandemic low pre-pandemic of 3%. There is still work to be done, and our aim is to continue to bring you as many open positions as possible so that we can close the unemployment gap. So now I'm so happy to get started, and let's call on our first opportunity at Human Resource Specialist, NYC, New York City's Children's Center, Latasha Nash. Please unmute. There's several positions, including registered nurse, licensed practical nurse, mental health therapy aid trainees, and licensed master's social workers. Thank you, Latasha.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here again. Just on behalf of the Queensboro President Office, Sharon Anderson, and all the whole team there, thank you for having us once again. Thank you so much. My name is Latasha Nash, and I'm the Human Resources Specialist here in HR at NYCCC, which is New York City Children's Center. At the center, we provide hospital and community-based services, on behavioral health for the children between the ages of 5 and 21. So we have many of our programs and jobs in 4 of the 5 boroughs. Many of the jobs can be found we have a couple of sites. So we're under the Office of Mental Health umbrella. So we currently have positions recruiting for registered nurses, infection control nurse, that's in our Bronx location. We also have nurse administrator 1, that's in our Queens location. If you know anybody that's looking for a position in these clinical areas, now is the time. Licensed practical nurse we have. We also have openings for summer teachers. Our MAHATA trainees or mental health therapy aides, and we have also the trainee title available. We also have licensed psychologists, a position for a licensed psychologist available. So basically with these jobs, of course, the New York State, the Department of New York State provides plenty of benefits. So we have competitive salaries, we have paid vacation, personal and sick leave. We also have medical, dental, and vision plans. We have a New York State defined pension. We have tuition reimbursement. The list goes on. We are union-based. So if you love just providing compassionate service to children, our facility, New York City Kids, is recruiting to fill a lot of these positions in the clinical aspect. Just please be welcome. You're welcome to join our team of dynamic clinicians. We have dynamic clinicians here, and we just need those passionate people to add on to our team. So many of these positions that I mentioned can be found on New York. It's called State Jobs NY. So if you go to that the website, you're welcome to click on, and you can go actually by borough, you can go by job location, you can go by the title of the job, and it'll come up with a plethora of opportunities under the OMH banner. It doesn't have to necessarily be in Queens. We have position in Queens, but we also have Bronx position. So be my guest. We look forward to having you join our team. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. And just another reminder that you can find all of this also on our website to get more information on descriptions. Next, we have our specialist from the USTA, Harmit. I'm so excited because it's, we're creeping up on that time of year again, and there's so many incredible fun positions available this summer. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for everyone attending. I'm really glad that you're here, and I hope you, find something, that's suitable for you, and I hope that we can help you get started. So for the USTA, we are currently recruiting for the US Open. The US Open is scheduled for August to September of this year. We are recruiting for, a variety of a wide range of positions. We have everything from facility and operations and events. So that's kind of like maintenance and cleaning. We're looking for court attendants, people to, run credentials, people to work in the ticket office. We are also filling guest services and guest access positions. So we're looking for people with customer service and hospitality experience, people who are committed to providing the best experience possible to all of our attendees. We are also hiring for a leader corps, which is like a summer camp that we're hosting for tennis players as well, and that will be taking place from June to August. So we're looking for fun, responsible student athletes that have experience working with kids. Tennis experience is preferred, but it's not required. So if you have any interest in sports or working with kids, feel free to apply. The ages for that are 16 and up, so it's also a great place to start getting some work experience as well. We are also hiring for player operations, our command center, which is our hub for safety and security throughout the US Open. So if you have any security background or law enforcement, veterans are also encouraged to apply as well. We are also looking for parking lots, attendants, supervisors, IT. So we have a very wide range of positions available. Please feel free to go to the USTA website and browse through our open positions. Most of our positions are currently seasonal, scheduled to begin in August, ending after the US Open in September. So please feel free to reach out and ask any questions that you have about the positions. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have about any of the departments that you're looking for. Whatever you're looking for, I'm sure we have something for you here at the USTA.
Thank you, Harmit. How are you planning to handle with the crowds this year?
It's a great question. With everything changing so rapidly right now, we don't have a definitive number. We're definitely planning for the maximum capacities that we can do safely and securely. So we don't have a definite number about that, but we're definitely enforcing all of the CDC protocols and guidelines to make sure that that all of our staff and all of our attendees have the safest but yet the most fun experience that we can possibly provide them.
Great. During the pandemic, tennis was ranked lowest on the risk scale from 1 to 10. They were ranked at 1. So it's something that I'm teaching myself and trying to pick up. So super excited. Thank you for partnering again.
Thank you.
All right. Love to call on New York Nursing Service. I think we have Daniel Kaplan on the line. Thank you so much from New York Nursing Services.
Hi. We are Greater New York Nursing Services. We want to thank the Queensborough President, Donovan Richards, and his whole team for hosting us today. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Daniel Kaplan. I'm the recruitment manager here at Greater New York Nursing Services. So the mission for Greater New York is we're a fast-growing healthcare agency providing skilled home care throughout the 5 boroughs and surrounding areas for the last 20 years. Our culture is based on compassionate, ethical nursing care. And it doesn't only go for our nurses, but also goes for our patients as well. We understand the success of our mission starts from the team of nurses that we have And to the end, we provide exceptional training, support, and room for performance-based advancement. We value everyone on our team, and we do our best to look after each other as we strive to look after our patients. So we provide private duty nursing. This is one-on-one to high acuity patients in the 5 boroughs, especially in Queens itself. Our organization prides itself on our compassion, integrity, and our excellence, and we provide nursing care to pediatrics, adults, and geriatrics. Some of the amazing benefits that our organization can provide: we have full-time, part-time, and per diem work. We offer 24/7 support to our nurses. We have a comprehensive medical benefits package. We offer weekly pay. All PPE is provided by our organization, so any of the applicants that would need to come on, we provide all of that. We have a flexible work schedule. We do virtual orientation since the pandemic has started, because we wanted to make sure we accommodate for everybody who needs to feel safe during this time. And we definitely have an openness to new graduates, and we also provide comprehensive training for them as well. Our open positions are for licensed practical nurses and registered nurses. They're available in all the 5 boroughs, especially in Queens and Far Rockaway, and sort of like on the outskirts of Long Island. You just need a current nursing license and good standing for your CPR and things like that. And thank you very much for everybody. And if everybody has any questions, I'll be available. And thank you to the whole team at the Queensborough President's Office.
Thank you very much, Daniel. And friendly reminder that you may enter your questions in the Q&A. Next, I'd like to introduce Tashana Govan from the Nursing Personnel Home Care Agency.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you to the Queensborough President and as well as all his staff for welcoming us. This is our first time actually participating in this event. So we're very happy to be here and hope that this will be something that we can continue forward with. My name is Tashana. I'm a recruitment assistant for nursing personnel, and we're a licensed home care agency. We've been in business for about 30 years now, and we have offices in in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, in the Bronx on 149th Street and 3rd Avenue, and we recently opened an office in Washington Heights. So we're servicing all 5 boroughs as well as the surrounding areas, Nassau County and above. And we are currently looking for home health aides. That's our main recruitment basis right now. We offer free training for home health aides. It's about a 4-week program, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but there's absolutely no cost to anybody who's interested in training. And we also welcome anybody who's already trained to apply with us online or in person, Monday through Thursday from 10 to 3 or Friday from 10 to 2. We participate in CDPAP as well, which is the Consumer Directed Personal Assistant Program, where people don't actually need home health aid training to provide services to a loved one, family member, or friend who might not feel comfortable with having a stranger, especially right now, coming in to provide any type of service that they might need. Our pay rate starts at $15 an hour, but we are negotiable based on experience and the case size as well. We participate in a flex spending account. So every hour that you work with us, we're going to put $2.89 on a card for you that you're able to use for medical benefits. We have great medical benefits. I'm a little nervous, I'm sorry. So, and that should encourage you guys as well a little bit if you're interested in working with us, that we're all just human. Nobody's better than anyone. But yeah. That's pretty much it for now. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. You did great for your first time. We hope to see you again. And thanks for sticking around. There'll be Q&A towards the end. Next, I'd love to introduce Greg Hughes from Express Employment Professionals. Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Okay, so Express Employment, we have 800 offices around the United States. I own the one right here in Long Island City, Queens, and from here we service all the 5 boroughs. And with our partner offices up in Westchester, and there's one in Brooklyn, as well as out in Nassau County, we can team up and share opportunities from there as well. We pride ourselves in being an agency which has both industrial as well as professional offerings. But right now, with the time allotted, I would really just like to concentrate on how desperately in need we are of industrial folks, warehouse workers, drivers helpers. The demand for this, and I've owned the office here in Queens for 7 years. I've never seen it like this. There's always a kind of a spring bump in activity, but coming out of COVID, the economy roaring as it is, and folks getting back to the workforce, I've never seen it like this. Just to rattle a few things off, and I would like to advise anyone watching who has the ability to come work with us to just go to expresspros.com, fill out an application. Okay, it's a very simple, easy process. Choose my office, which is called Northwest Queens at the end, and we'll get working for you. Here's just a sampling what we have. Warehouse workers. I need about 15 order pickers, mostly in the Bronx. Again, we service all 5 boroughs, some in Queens, other areas as well. People who can operate pallet jacks, forklifts, people who are open to working different kinds of shifts. Good, solid general labor skills. Don't worry about certifications. A lot of folks, when they start talking about forklifts and pallet jacks, they get all wrapped up in, I need a certification, I need an OSHA, I need this and that. Let us decide with our clients who gets a shot, because you'd be surprised. Sometimes you have somebody who has a number of years of experience in a warehouse, never was at a place where they got certified. They're excellent. We can put them to work. Permanent, temp to perm type jobs, 40 hours a week, good pay. Generally speaking, your pickers in the warehouse are starting in a 15 to 18 range. Your forklift operators are 17 to 19. These are good, working class jobs that we have, and we've got hundreds of them. So order pickers, drivers helpers. We have a liquor company that needs 10 drivers helpers. College kids can apply. Regular laborers who are looking to get back into the market can apply. Good long days. Physical strength is important, but good pay, $15 to $18 range. And every job that I have is designed. Almost every job we have. Some are just projects and they have a defined period. Everything we have is designed to be a temp to perm position for an individual to work through express employment to full-time employment with the real trajectory towards benefits, permanent placement. That's our goal. We're not the end goal. Express is just a conduit for the people of Queens and the greater New York City area to get full-time employment away from us. That's the thing we do. Drivers, we need drivers like I can't tell you. Everything from regular drivers with decent, D licenses, regular licenses. I need about 15 van drivers. I need about 10 or 12 CDLAs or CDLBs. CDLB, obviously the large box trucks. CDLA is the double axles. There's a crazy demand for that right now. A lot of that demand is based here, right here in Queens. We have a significant number of people needed up in the Hunts Point section of the Bronx as well. With respect to that, don't be overly concerned about your driving record. We will run a DMV abstract as a courtesy. It costs us $7. We're happy to do it. We'll take a look at your license, see if it's clean enough to work. A lot of people don't think they have what it takes to, drive a vehicle because they don't have the proper certifications. We will work with you to see what we can do to get you certified on certain things, but we have opportunities. So I don't want anyone, because they don't have the perfect resume or they don't have the perfect certifications or they don't have the perfect driving record, to not apply. Please apply. We've got tons of jobs. Right now, the market is so hot. I'm not saying that our clients aren't being selective, because obviously they need good people want to show up to work every day, but the market's wide open. And the amount of people willing to work versus the amount of jobs, believe me, people have their pick of opportunities. And we're here to provide that conduit. So drivers, helpers, warehouse people, drivers, I need dozens of everything. And we're willing to work with you. We work from about 5 or 6 in the morning to 10 or 11 at night to try to get people work. And again, it's in a very exciting time in staffing right now. And, this is a great time for people returning to the workforce post-COVID, who maybe have a little bit of a hole in their resume, or college kids that don't even have much work experience. An employment agency can be the best way back into a job market, or your best entrance into it for the first time. because, you know, we'll ask all the questions. We'll get a feel for what you want to do, and we'll put you to that kind of work. That's really it. And actually, we're looking for someone in our office here because we are so busy. Perhaps a college kid just for a paid summer internship, you know, $18 an hour, something or other. Someone with an interest in staffing, someone with an interest in helping people. If you have an HR degree, either major or minor, fine, but not as good as well. Basic computer skills, positive attitude, and willing to deal with the craziness. That's all we look for. But that's it, really. So just an incredible need for industrial drivers. I advise drivers, laborers, warehouse people. You know, with respect to, we spoke about DMV records, which we will happily get. We spoke about certifications being not as important as people think. We talked about, don't worry about your resume. We don't care about resumes. We'll build your profile and get you the job. With respect to, you know, any kind of experience you might have with the criminal justice system, do not hesitate to apply to us. We use the reasonable and relevant rule with all these. Some clients do have background check requirements. Many do not. For every case, we use the reasonable and relevant. If it's not reasonable and relevant to keep you from the job, we don't exclude people. That's all I have to say. I mean, we offer all the little things that every company should: direct deposit, weekly pay, things like that. But we're not the end game. We're a conduit to something more meaningful, which is full-time work, maybe union work, definitely with benefits, something away from us graduating up and out to the workforce. That's really it. Okay.
Thanks so much. So next, we're excited to hear about a few opportunities with the MTA and LRR. I'll start with Ms. Myers from All Agencies Staffing and Initiatives. Thank you.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Okay, so hi, my name is Aleta Myers. I'm the Director of Military Recruitment and Staffing Initiatives, and I am here to talk about the MTA. So most of the time when I tell people that I work for the MTA, everyone assumes I drive a train, I drive a bus, or I'm selling tokens somewhere. We haven't sold tokens in a while, and yes, we do hire train operators, bus operators, and conductors, but we have a wide variety of opportunities. On our website, the MTA includes, the family is New York City Transit, buses, Long Island Railroad, Metro North Railroad, bridges and tunnels, construction and engineering, and headquarters. We have 70,000 employees across New York and Connecticut. Many of them are in Long Island, Connecticut, but guess what? We also have a lot of them in Queens. So we have, for instance, right now we're recruiting for every skilled trade under the sun. We are looking for enforcement. If you may have seen in our Eagle team, checking bus tickets, we are making sure that we're also hiring superintendents of maintenance. That means those are mid-level managers who are responsible for supervising mechanics. And I'm hiring financial specialists. I'm hiring performance auditors. So a wide, over 100 positions open up on our website right now. And we are also have an examinations for a machinist at New York City Transit and also for a car, subway car mechanics. Again, so those are those skilled trade positions that we're always looking for. So I don't want to speak too long because I also want my colleague from Long Island Railroad to present, and he has a number of great opportunities at the Long Island Railroad.
Thank you. Welcome, Willie. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Willie Jenkins. I'm the Human Resources Director at the Long Island Railroad. As Aleta Myers mentioned, we are part of the MTA. We have over 7,000 employees at the Long Island Railroad. We are a passenger train service that services throughout Long Island, as well as Queens, Manhattan, and Brooklyn. And our headquarters is actually in Jamaica, Queens. Throughout the year, we recruit a lot of our craft positions, such as conductor, train cleaners, train operators, station cleaners, electricians, machinists, car repairmen, and we usually post them for about 10 business days on our website. And we usually post all of the career positions at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, and depending on what our recruitment needs are for that particular year. In addition, as Aleda Myers mentioned, we are like a regular company where in addition to trained personnel, we also have back office departments such as human resources, where I'm a member of. We also have accounting, legal, public affairs, engineering. And some of the positions that we currently have on our website is B&B mechanic. We are recruiting for B&B mechanics, which do carpentry work. They do concrete work, carpentry, painting, tiling, and the only requirements for that job is a high school diploma or GED and some carpentry experience. The starting pay for that job is $27.15 per hour. And all of our jobs do include a robust comprehensive benefits package. We're also looking for an NW or maintenance of way inspector. They help the supervisors in coordination of our track employees. They also inspect deliveries that come in to make sure that the parts and deliveries are correct and without defects. For that job, you also only need a high school diploma or GED, as well as 2 years of track experience or knowledge, as well as a valid driver's license. And the starting pay for that job is $32.35 per hour. And also we're looking for a materials coordinator. They're responsible for ensuring that the materials are on hand for our maintenance of equipment department to do their jobs in maintaining our trains and making sure that our inventory levels is at an optimal minimum while still ensuring that we have the materials on hand for our maintenance of equipment department. And the pay range for that job is between $61,000 and $76,000 per year. And again, all of our jobs do include a comprehensive benefits package, which starts on the first day of the month following your date of hire. For example, if you're starting with us this month, your benefits will start on June 1st. Okay, and those are just some of the opportunities that we currently have available. Our job needs are always changing, and I always encourage people to look at our website at least once a week because we do post our jobs, at least at the Long Island Railroad, we post them for 10 business days. So if you check our website at least once a week, you'll be able to capture all of the opportunities that the Long Island Railroad has available.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jenkins and Ms. Myers. Our Director of Economic Development, Sharon Anderson, and myself were excited to attend the reopening of 24/7 service a few days ago. We are the only system like this in the country that provides such amazing service. So thank you for everything that you do and for all the amazing opportunities to work with you all.
Okay,
Next,
thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd love to introduce Calvin Edwards again. Great to see you from Building Skills New York.
Yes. Thank you for having me back again. And I just want to thank everybody on the Queensborough President's Office team just for having us here. So my name is Calvin Edwards. I'm the senior recruiter at Building Skills New York. And Building Skills New York is a nonprofit organization put together by the developers in the affordable housing industry, put together to help people find jobs in the construction industry. We mainly focus on placing local residents on local jobs throughout New York City. And currently we are working over 17 different job sites in New York City, and we currently hire for over 200 different contractors. The great benefit of working with Building Skills is that we hire from the developers all the way down to our subcontractors. So that means we have long-term job opportunities for laborers, but also for skilled people who have skilled trades such as electricians, plumbers, electrical, welding, masonry as well. So it definitely goes from basically the project from ground up all the way to being finished. And also we have positions in maintenance for our buildings after they have been completed, and people can work there on a permanent time. So most of our jobs, they are all full-time permanent jobs with the companies that we will be hiring you with. So in a sense, we still represent the employers, and we do the whole process as far as hiring, doing any HR and onboarding processes that are needed for any workers that are coming on for any of our companies. But as a general understanding of the industry. Things do slow down, and we serve as a conduit for anybody who might be recently laid off or told that work is slowing down. You can always come back to us and we can directly replace you on a full-time job. So just to start, as far as just brief requirements of working with building skills, I think the most important thing that we need to have out of someone is someone who has the willingness to work and who feels like they're job ready. What we classify that as is definitely you have to be over the age of 18 and eligible to work inside the United States. There are certain certifications that are required, such as OSHA cards. We do have community-based organizations that are able to basically get these certifications for anyone that is for free. So if you are, New York City resident looking to get into construction, we can help you with those. But just as far as just generalizing, like I mentioned, 18 years and over, being eligible to work inside the United States, having access to a working cell phone is very key for us because a lot of our jobs come in throughout the day. So we have to be able to get people on a phone and reach out to them. And lastly, which is important, and this is also something that we can help you with if you don't have access to it, is that you need to have personal protective equipment, which falls under having a hard hat, a reflective vest, work safety gloves, safety glasses, and also a mask just to protect yourself. And also I forgot to mention work boots, which could either be steel toe or composite toe boots. So if you do have those, that is great. We consider you job ready, but if you do need help with getting either an OSHA certification, say if you want to get into flagging, scaffolding, things of that nature, we can basically help you out and also help you with the PPE as well. So as far as the jobs that we have to offer, as I mentioned, we have a lot of different variety of them, but I could go down and just give you an overall breakdown. Currently, we're working in the four major boroughs, except for, I'm sorry, out of the 5 major boroughs, we're working in 4 of them. We're not in Staten Island currently. But we have jobs in the Bronx, definitely in Queens. We're looking for a lot of different people in the Far Rockaway area, Maspeth, Queens, Long Island City, Astoria, and also in Jamaica as well, because we have projects right in those areas. So what we mainly try to do is place people who live in those areas so you can basically work on a local job site and have, a quick walk home or just a short train ride as a whole. But all of our jobs are inside New York City and they are accessible. So just to read you just a quick understanding of what the expectations are. If you come in entry level as a general laborer, the expectations of you would be, you're working on large construction sites. Your primary duties include just site cleanup, working behind other trades, helping them. So say if there's a carpenter, they're bringing material, you'll be helping them as well. You'll be cleaning up and taking out any debris that might be coming in, such as any garbage, demolition items that might have been taken out. Also, if you have any experience with any power tools such as drills, grinders, hammers, that also helps. But mainly you have to be okay with working in the outdoors and standing for long periods of time. Most of our projects are, as I mentioned, they're new construction, so they're very incomplete. So you have to be okay with, it's nice and warm outside right now, but it can get hot. And also vice versa, when it's in the wintertime, we do still work throughout that whole time as well, because overall our work is considered essential by the state standards. So we still work throughout this whole time. And so you have to work during the winter time as well. So we want people to just understand the expectations of working in construction. And that's just an entry level for a person who is a general laborer coming in. Most of our work is non-union jobs, so they fall between the wages of $18 to $20 per hour. If you do have more experience, you are able to demand more, and we do have positions that, we even have positions that range up over $40 an hour for different people who are skilled in certain trades. So if you have different skill sets, we're definitely interested in learning that and finding out more. But definitely not to talk too much about the jobs. Definitely next steps as far as applying and working with us is that we do interviews just as similar as this every Tuesday and Thursday via Zoom. We do them at 6:30 in the morning, which is very key for us because all of our work starts at 6:30. So we want all of our workers to understand coming into the door that working at 6:30 is going to be something you have to be expected to do. So that's your first step when you're going into the interview. But how you get to that point is that you can apply to our website. That's www.buildingskillsny.org/job application. And that's definitely in the chat group as well. So you could definitely apply there, or you could definitely email me directly at info@buildingskillsny.org. And we could definitely follow up and set you up for the next available Tuesday or Thursday. But as I say, if you are interested in construction, if you don't meet all the requirements, definitely speak with me and I could definitely work you through the things that you are missing. But as a whole, we're looking for people who are eager about rebuilding the local efforts of working in the city, getting everybody back up. Really, you're actually really emphasizing the economy by actually doing the work in construction and definitely really serving a main purpose in it. So we're looking for people who actually understand that, but are willing to do also the physical aspects of the job. And but if you do, we like I said, we have full-time jobs, permanent, and we definitely look forward to meeting with anyone who's looking forward to going to the next step. And so thank you, everybody. I look forward to speaking to you.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Next, we have our partners at the Queens Chamber of Commerce. In addition to working together today, we are working together on a Queens Tech initiative. More to come from that. And excited to have Neil here to talk about not only position available at Queens Chamber, but also internships. We know that there's so many students that are coming off of the semester now. So please, Neil, share with us a little bit more about the opportunities at the Chamber. Thank you.
Awesome, and thank you so much for having me. Hi, everybody. Neil Wagner here from the Queens Chamber of Commerce, the oldest and largest business organization in Queens. On behalf of our president and CEO, Tom Gretsch, I just want to thank the Borough President's Office and the rock stars there like Rhonda and Sharon for having us here today. So yes, we do have some really cool opportunities at the Chamber coming up. We have a new website design grant coming out shortly, so we'll be looking for some web builders and maybe a project manager or two. So I would recommend checking out queenschamber.org, our website, for those job postings, which should be up soon. And then I also want to let people know about our Queens Chamber Internship Connection, where we really trying to build a talent pipeline between the excellent students we have here in Queens and the fantastic businesses that we work with every day at the Chamber. So we have a job board full of internships on our website at queenschamber.org. So if you're a student, I recommend you check it out, check things out there. And then if you're also a business looking to potentially find an intern, please let us know, give us a shout. We'll do our best to connect you to some of the great students at the great universities we have here in Queens.
Thanks so much, Neil. And please send our greetings to Tom.
Will do.
Thank you. Next, we'd love to introduce Catherine De La Isla again from Common Point, Queens. Thank you for joining again today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Rhonda and Sharon, and for the Queensborough President's Office and all you guys do for us. My name's Catherine De La Isla, and I'm with Common Point, Queens, when we're a nonprofit social services organization who offers services for children, adults, and seniors. And that can look like your typical community center with sports recreations and early childhood programs, summer camps, and after-school programs. But in addition to that, we tackle community issues like lack of resources, socio-emotional issues, and employment. So at our employment hub, which is newly built out right before the pandemic hit, it's right in the heart of Elmhurst, Queens, so very accessible, and we're one of a kind in this area specifically. And we provide job placement assistance, work readiness, skill training, career counseling, vocational training, and support services to Queens and all of New York City. So our vocational trainings include allied health, so HHA, CNA, EKG phlebotomy. We also have a wonderful culinary arts program that, even some of the graduates are currently getting hired even within our organization to be part of our catering service for our summer programs. And then, others get, placed in other locations. And then we also have IT and security trainings as well. So I'm a job developer with adult workforce. So I'm responsible for strategic business partnerships and providing employment partners with the best matches for employment opportunities within those relationships. Right? So we also have youth divisions within Common Point Queens, and I always like to shout out my other partners in staffing here, but we also have our youth division. So we're always looking to engage other employment partners for these people as well. So Opportunity Youth, we staff for ages 16 through 24 who need assistance bridging educational gaps and employment. We have Ladders for Leaders, and that's for 16 to 24-year-old, and that's a New York City program, but we do staffing for that as well. For that, and we also, we kind of take kids in as well for that program, right, to match them to the staffing opportunities. We're looking for those programs. They're looking for kids with 3.5 GPAs and better, and they try to connect them with organizations that have experiential relationships. One of them more recently is West Elm that we're working with, right? So SYP we also work with. Again, it's another New York City program, and that works with school-age children, youth 16 to 24 that are looking for summer employment. So for those, I'll talk a little bit about how you can connect to us later. I just want to go to some of the job opportunities that we have, available right now in adult workforce. So starting with office administration, we have an administrative position open in Manhattan. It's in the Empire State Building with a manufacturing company. $50,000 starting. They have great benefit package with 20% bonuses on average. They're looking for someone it's an entry-level position, but they are looking somebody who has proficiency in Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, high school or higher, flexibility, strong organizational skills. In the restaurant sector, we have a place on 86th Street that is looking for waiters. And they're paying $10 an hour, which is usually base for them plus tips, but they get paid very, very well according to the employer. They're looking for a store manager for this program, and they can make anywhere from $75,000 and up. Depending on, the schedule varies and what they're willing to do. So that's something that if someone has, restaurant experience and managing spaces, large spaces, they're looking for someone. And then there is also an administrative assistant that is available. And they said the range is approximately $60,000. And it's for entering invoices, helping pay bills, telephone orders, they also, do shipments and stuff for their specialized foods. And so you would take orders and stuff for that type of work. We also have stuff within Common Point Queens. So in kind of the human resources area, we have employment coordinators. And again, that's at the employment hub. And for the employment coordinators, we're looking for someone who is very business oriented, who is flexible, adaptable, teachable, and someone who also has the heart of the social worker, right? So very business minded, but with the heart of a social worker. So we're looking for somebody who does have a BA. Of course, if you have related HR experience or staffing experience that could, equate to that. And this is going to, you have to reach certain goals. We're looking for at least 2 of them to be bilingual with Spanish. And preferably a degree in social work, human services, education, business, psychology, or a related field. But again, if you have related experience in the area, that could be flexible. So it's great if you have workforce development or recruiting or human resources experience as well. And I discussed that, but we are looking for a few people there. If you speak 2 languages, it is always welcome, right? So if you speak, Cantonese, that's also a highly, a language that we're looking for, or someone who maybe speaks Urdu or, but Spanish is definitely, we're looking for at least 2 people who speak Spanish. And then in the social work area within our departments, we are looking for a social worker for our senior centers. And they're looking for someone who speaks Mandarin and English. And it's for adults age 60 and plus. Yeah, and so their educational experience, they're looking for a master's degree in social work, LMSW or LCSW preferred. Again, they're looking for computer literacy, someone who's flexible, a valid driver's license is also required. Also looking for a clinical social worker with our psychiatric center, or clinical, psychiatry center. It's called CAPE, and they are looking for a clinical social worker as well. They're looking for someone who is bilingual, and Farsi is a plus, but of course, there are always exceptions if you have another language spoken. And interest and competency working in the Jewish community is a plus as well. So we also have camp positions open. So these are like the part-time positions, with nurses, education specialists, sports specialists. They're looking for HSC instructors and adult workforce, an additional one. So we have quite a few internal openings open. And then again, we also have 2 other social work positions open in autism, but it's not within our company. It's another place that we're recruiting for. And they're looking for an ABA provider. And that's someone, who works with children, and they work with children age 0 to 3 years old. So it's early intervention programming. So if you have a background in that, master's degree in special education or early childhood, LMSW preferred. And then they're also looking for a services coordinator as well. Again, this is in social services in the autism spectrum. And then we also have in warehouse, just my last job, we do have some, we have package handlers available, and that's throughout the greater New York City area. So as you can see, we have like a huge range. These are only just some of the jobs that we have available within our partnerships. And we, again, have people that help people find careers that may not be within our partnerships. So we're here for the people of Queens, getting people back into the workforce, getting connected with new vocations, or, just information on where they can connect for the next job. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. We appreciate you. Next, I'd love to introduce Ms. Verdia Noel from Council on Airport Opportunities. Thanks for joining again today.
Thank you so much, Deputy President. We are so happy to be here. And so thank you to you and Sharon and the entire team, Queensborough President's team, that is. As a matter of fact, we are currently recruiting throughout the entire area. I have to give kudos to my team here in the New York area. We serve both JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark airports, but here in New York, my entire staff is recruiting today. That's just how busy it's getting in the airports. Flights are leaving, people are traveling, stores and businesses are open. So again, my name is Verdia Noel. I'm Director of Business Development for the Council for Airport Opportunity. And CAO, as we're called, is a nonprofit organization established in 1972 by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey and its airline partners. Our mission is to recruit candidates within the areas surrounding our airports. Right in the communities is where we are. And while at the same time, assisting employers with their hiring needs. And at the present time, we are recruiting on-site and off-site for positions in food service. If you can recognize or connect with positions or have experience in food service, barista, bartender, cashier, cook, dishwasher, server, crew members, team members, and along with food service, we have executive chef, sous chef. We have managerial positions in the industry that are opening up right now. We have customer service positions that are also tagged with supervisory positions. Passenger service is also available. Wheelchair escorts, aircraft cabin cleaners, part-time customer service, passenger service agents, bilingual Spanish and or Mandarin. Keep in mind that these are positions that are open now. And if you would like to apply for any of these positions, you would connect with CAO, and I will put my information in the chat. But those are just a few of the positions that are listed at LaGuardia Airport. We also have retail, have a need for drivers, CDL. I have a need for ramp agents, full-time security guards. I have over 100 security guard positions right now that are needed in the LaGuardia area. For JFK, wheelchair escorts, many of the same positions, customer service agents. We have positions in catering. There's a need for cabin cleaners. And if you have experience in some skilled trade positions, so, we have positions open in GSE and diesel mechanics. Aircraft fueler is a position that the company will train. However, you do need a driver's license in order to apply. Security guard positions, you need a security guard license in order to apply. And if you are having trouble getting those documents, there's also assistance within the CAO to assist you with information on how to go about getting the critical documents that you will need in order to work on airport. And when we go over to, and by the way, security guards and food service positions, as well as cargo and warehouse, are also available at JFK. And when you travel over to Newark, if you're in the New Jersey area, many of the same positions are also available for you. So thank you for joining today. And to connect with CAO, to connect with me, my email address is vnoel@caony.com. Upload your resume to www.career@caony.com and visit our website, www.caonynj.com, and follow us on social media. All of the positions and more that I've talked about today are on our website. You can also follow us for recruitment dates and times on social media. Connect with us at 718-523-7100 if you want to call. We have an account manager that will be there, may not be there today because they're all recruiting, but certainly keep that number, call us, leave a message, and stay in touch. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here. And if you're looking for work, now is the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Noel. The airports are looking fabulous. I feel like I'm walking through an art gallery at LaGuardia these days.
They're fabulous and they're busy, and we need help. We need you to join us today to sign up for any position that you think you might be interested in. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, I'd love to call on our partners at Workforce One, Nancy Konopol. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here once again, our favorite job fair. So I'm just going to say a few words about Workforce One and then go over some of our positions. At Workforce One, we prepare and help New Yorker to find jobs by providing resume and interviewing workshops, training New York City residents in growing fields, connecting job seekers to employment. All our services right now are of course virtual. So I'll just go over a few of our jobs we have. We have jobs in all sectors. We have been asked a lot for remote work. We do have 2 work from home positions right now. The first one is a collections customer service rep. You need 6 months experience in customer service or sales. The company will provide the laptop and the headset, and you'll be working from your house, making calls, and it's $15 to $16 an hour. After 90 days, you do get benefits. Our other work from home position is for customer service rep with Accessoride. You need your own computer for this one, however, and to type 30 words a minute. You will connect passengers with drivers, and that is $15 to $16 an hour with union benefits after 90 days. We're also seeking wheelchair agents for JFK Airport. For that, 1 year of customer service, able to stand for long periods of time. That is $16.20 an hour, union benefits after 90 days. We're looking for assistant teachers You need an associate's degree in education and 1 year experience with children. That's in Queens. That's $15 an hour with benefits after 90 days, as well as case managers for Queens. That's $43,000 a year with benefits. You need a degree in social work or related fields, 2 years of case manager experience in housing and employment services. We need peer bridgers for our Rockaway, Queens locations. That's actually hybrid of remote and in-person. You have to be a mental health survivor or recipient of mental health services with 2 years of peer support experience and be computer savvy. That's $14,000 a year with benefits as well after 90 days. And we also always have porters, handymen, security, home health aides, and customer service. Those are our high volume jobs. I just want to mention one job. We're only looking for one person, but it's very specific. We need a construction site safety training instructor or proctor. You must speak Mandarin and Cantonese. And training is delivered online to candidates who are interested and eligible for obtaining their site safety training for construction sites. You must speak Mandarin and Cantonese, also read and write Mandarin and Cantonese, have high school or GED, and 5 years of constructee safety experience. And that is, depending on experience, between $60,000 and $70,000 a year. And that's for Queens location. And that's it for us. Thank you again to the Queensborough President's Office.
Thank you for sharing all those wonderful opportunities. Next, I'd love to call on Virginia from Queens Centers for Progress.
Good afternoon. This is my first time joining you. You've met Michelle Jenkins. She is on a very well-needed vacation. So my name is Virginia Lyons. I'm the HR specialist with in the Human Resources Department with Queens Centers for Progress. So today I'm going to talk briefly about some of our positions, tell you about our benefits and our mission. We have been in existence for over 71 years. And we are a non-for-profit agency based in Jamaica. We have offices in Belrose. And we also have several group homes. So what our mission is to serve and support individuals from children, babies, actually, all the way up to adults. And it's basically to support them with the things that they are unable to do. So basically, today I'd like to discuss with you some of the positions, and I'll tell you about our benefits. So, you know, who services these individuals? Who are the people that we're looking for? So our staff includes a lot of clinicians. We have nurses, we have therapists, we have specialists, but one of the most vital roles we have is the direct support professional. We have about 10 openings. And these roles are, as I said, are vital to our agency and to our individuals. So they are, they provide comprehensive care for our adults in our group homes. We have 9 group homes in and around Queens, 1 in Jamaica Estates, 1 in Jackson Heights. There are 5 in Belrose, and then 2 in New Hyde Park. They run 24/7, so we have a variety of shifts, and we have about 7 to 10 individuals in each home. So some of the tasks that you would be involved in would be assisting with daily living skills, working on goals, helping them to develop social communication, interpersonal skills, escorting to social and community events, and basically becoming part of their extended family. So when you work with these individuals, we wear a lot of hats. So you're going to be a nurse, you're going to be a friend, you're going to be a social worker. So you do a lot, you learn a lot. We train all our DSPs. If you haven't worked in the field, you're looking to start your career in human services, this is a great opportunity. And also, if you were looking to enhance your career, we do have other opportunities that are not just entry level, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. So the schedules for these positions vary. As I said, we run 24/7 in these houses. Right now, largely, we're looking for workers to work 3 to 11 shift, 4 to 12. We have weekends, we have part-time, we have full-time. And I will tell you that if you are students, or if you know of students that are looking either over the summer or during the year, a lot of these schedules work perfectly in tandem with their school schedules. So especially if they are going hybrid. So what's required? They do need a high school diploma. We prefer a New York State driver's license for 3 years, and a willingness to work in the human resources field. Someone that has compassion, someone knows how to laugh, somebody that can kind of just go with the flow, because you never know what the day is going to bring. So we need an open mind. We need creativity. If you're bringing something to the program, such as arts and crafts, you sing, you play an instrument, you tell jokes, you do Zumba, we welcome all of that. And we also try to incorporate a lot of fun in what we do. So that's the direct support professional. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the other opportunities we have in Jamaica office. There are day service assistants. That's a classroom situation. The specialists also work within that area. And basically it is in a classroom. So you're doing coordinating daily programs, running daily programs, maybe talking about the weather or talking about nutrition. Again, arts and crafts, whatever the day brings, whatever they have planned for the individuals. Right now, we are not going out that much, obviously, because of the pandemic, but we are hopeful, as everyone else is. Things are opening up, so our individuals can get out there into the parks and go to museums and do those community events that they do like to do. We also have another department called pre-vocational services, and basically, or vocational services as well. We have a pre-vocational. So this person would be training our individuals on how to go and do a job. So go out with them into the community, teach them how to speak to a supervisor, how to be on time, how to conduct themselves in public. And they actually go out in a van. We do a lot of training in our 15-person van. So this job you do need a driver's license for. And that starts about $16 per hour. And we do have a pre-vocational specialist. This requires a BA degree in the human services field. Again, New York State driver's license. Bring your love to writing to this position, to compose life plans for these individuals with developmental disabilities, training adults with developmental disabilities to work in these volunteer sites. It's a great job also for college grads, again, breaking into the field. And we also have an assistant supervisor position, which is in our residential area. You do need a BA degree as well, 1 year with working with special needs adults. And again, great place to break into managerial, overseeing the day-to-day operations of our houses. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I do want to tell you about benefits. Before I run away, our benefit is quite comprehensive. Our employee benefit package, we have medical coverage. Medical you have to pay into. We also have basic life insurance. We have a retirement plan. We have a 403B annuity. We have prescription drug plans, transit reimbursement, employee assistance program, as well as tuition reimbursement. And we do have many students working with us. And if you're looking to continue with your BA or your MA, we will help with that. And we pay 6 credits at the CUNY rate. So that's pretty much it. My email is vlyons@queenscp.org, and that's LYONS. And my phone number is 516-641-2470. If you have any questions, I'm pretty much on 24/7. And I think now that I am actually finished, and I do appreciate you and thank you all at Queensborough President's office. We enjoy the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Virginia. Next, I'd love to call on Tashana Chetty at the Child Center for New York.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you to the Queensborough President's Office for having us. My name is Tashana Chetty. I am the Senior Talent Acquisition Associate at the Child Center of New York. Child Center was founded in 1953, started as a children's counseling center. We've since grown to serve over 37,000 children and their families each year, and we work out of approximately 70 different site locations. We have 6 divisions and they are all currently hiring. So to start off with, we have a behavioral health division, and that's our family and our substance abuse clinics. There are 4 of them, all based in Queens. We are currently looking for 1 full-time certified recovery peer advocate, must have that license and be fluent in either Spanish or Mandarin. We have an early childhood education division. We have 4 Head Start programs, 3 in Queens, 1 in Manhattan. Our Corona location is currently looking for a full-time family service coordinator, must have a bachelor's degree and be fluent in either Spanish or Mandarin as well. We have a prevention division. We are currently looking for approximately 7 mental health workers, full-time positions, requires a bachelor's degree and 2 years child welfare experience. 6 of the positions are looking for somebody bilingual in either Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese, or Bengali. And 1 of the positions actually has no current language requirement. We have a residential treatment facility that's based in Brooklyn, and they are currently looking for 1 full-time maintenance person. Requires a high school diploma, GED, or the equivalent, and experience with electrical and with plumbing. We have a youth development division, and they are currently looking for 2 school-based clinical coordinators, 1 based in Flushing, 1 based in Far Rockaway. Must be either a licensed master social worker or a licensed clinical social worker, bilingual preferred, but not required. And then finally, our administrative department, right in our Forest Hills office, is currently looking for a full-time director of procurement. And you need a bachelor's degree as well as 5 years procurement experience, as well as 2 years supervisory experience. We have about 150 open positions on our career site right now, ranging from full-time to part-time to per diem. And I'll put my information in the chat if anyone wants to reach out and apply. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have our last presenter from New York Life, partner Bill Cleary.
Thank you, Borough President and staff, and Rhonda, thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, job seekers. My name is Bill Clear, and I'm a partner and hiring manager at New York Life in our hometown of Rego Park. We are a 176-year-old insurance and financial service company founded in 1845, which makes us the oldest, largest mutual insurance company in America. We have the highest financial rating that you can possibly get from the rating companies to rate our financial strength, which means that we have withstood the test of time. We've been around before the Civil War, before the World War I and II, before the Great Depression, and of course, the Spanish flu in 1918 and 1919. So New York Life is still here, still a essential service company that has not downsized, has not outsourced, has not restructured, no layoffs during the whole pandemic, and we're still hiring strong. So we're looking to fill 4 positions, and each position, we're looking for at least 5 new candidates to hire in these 5 positions. The titles are a financial professional, and we have entry-level positions in all of these positions. There is an agent, there's a financial manager, and there's experienced agents from maybe another carrier. The benefits we provide are full major medical benefits, including dental, vision, disability, long-term care. We also have a 401k plan, as well as the defined benefit pension. The company really invests in every candidate we hire, so there's full training and online university, development managers, consultants, attorneys, CPAs that are there to support you, so you don't need to know it all. All you need to have is the passion to learn it all, and we will support you along the way. We also have a bonus position for those people who are currently CPAs, attorneys, and or real estate brokers. Those individuals, we have something special called a professional alliance. That professional alliance is an extension of your business to partner with New York Life. And I'd like to talk to you more about that. It's also a position in which will generate more income for a business versus an individual. So I left all my information in the chat. I believe that's all I have for you guys today. They always leave the best for last, so I'll claim that. And you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. Bye.
Certainly, thank you, Bill. So that's right. We do have information in the chat. And then we also have on our website, if you go to www.queensbp.org recruitment fair, you'll find hyperlinks and more information there as well for those of you who are looking on YouTube. So we have come to our question and answer period. We would like to start with an anonymous question from one of the viewers who has a question about the MTA job application. It says that it shows past pre-screening for a long time, but no responses from the company yet. Wondering if there's any guidance on the time frame one should expect to hear back.
So hi, this is Aleda Myers again from the MTA. So if the person says past screening, that means that's great. That's the first step. And that resume would have been forwarded to the HR. Unfortunately, because we get a lot of resumes, not everyone who passes screening will be interviewed. So, and it does say that in the email that once you apply, you'll get a resume acknowledgement. The next step, if you would hear back, would be someone contacting you to schedule an interview. Again, that usually can take anywhere from a few days after the last date of filing to a few weeks. So if you haven't heard back after 2 or 3 months, it's probably, I would not hold out too much hope, unfortunately.
Thank you. That was helpful to know. All right, next question. I have serial applications in for MTA and passed the pre-screening. How can I follow up with the position in which I passed pre-screening but have not heard back as yet?
I'm not aware of any other process to, if there was a question, they could contact the Business Service Center if there was a technical issue. But unfortunately, at this point in time, that would be really the end of the process. If it's past screening, the MTA would then contact the individual. What I would suggest is that to take a hard look at your resume and make sure that you're meeting not just the minimum qualifications, but you're meeting the desired skill sets. When I'm looking at, for instance, specifically, if I have 200 resumes that pass pre-screening, I am not going to be able to contact all 200 individuals. What I would do is I would look at the required skill sets and then see where, if the desired skill sets are there. And then I would then select the ones that have the desired skill sets that will be listed on that job posting. So make sure to individualize the resume to make sure that the resume is reflecting the requirements and the desired skill sets.
Sounds good. We also have a similar question for our other partners about when can applicants expect to hear back or not? When should they perhaps move on to other opportunities if they have not heard back after a certain point of time? Is there usually a cutoff?
Hello?
If anyone else
Hello?
wants to.
Oh, hi, Dorita.
Yes, if
Wait,
anyone else wants to.
I got your message.
Sharon, you can please mute, sorry.
Oops, sorry.
No worries. Is there a time frame on when applicants should perhaps move on to another opportunity if they do not hear back? So this is another question that's more general from another viewer here today.
From workforce, I think it really depends on the positions and the companies. As you know, like airports take longer because of all the checks. So for airports, we usually say like at least 4 weeks. Whereas other maybe customer service, it'll be much faster, maybe a week. Then we have some immediate hires, but it really depends on the company and what type of industry it is.
Thank you. All right, I'll move on to the next question. There's a question regarding trainings for people with disabilities or any opportunities, job opportunities for people with disabilities.
Well, the workforce works with employers who make reasonable accommodations So, depending on what, you would like to do, you can email me your resume. My contact is in the chat, and we could talk about, what you are interested in. Because many of the employers do make reasonable accommodations.
Excellent. And I would encourage anyone to apply regardless of a disability, because there are requirements for employers to make reasonable accommodations. So please don't let that be a hindrance if you're interested in something that you've heard about today. All right, we have a question about whether jobs are available for those 16, soon to be 17. And Harmit from the USTA has put in the link because they are hiring 16, 17 teenagers, that age range. So feel free to apply to the USTA. Are there any others that are hiring 16 and up? All right. We are also have a question about whether Spanish as a first language speakers, if there are any positions there. This question comes from someone who is a citizen. And New York Life Insurance is open to having Spanish speakers for all of their positions. So please feel free, if you are fluent in Spanish, to reach out to Bill.
Community Common Point Queens, we are looking for we train community health workers that are Spanish first speakers to go out into the community and speak to people in the Spanish community for about test and trace and stuff like that. So we do have a program. You can apply through it. You can apply for Common Point Queens for our workforce programs. You just go to our website, click on employment, which is commonpointqueens.org, click on Employment Hub, and then you can click on Get Started Now, and you can come to one of our workshops and find out information about it.
Excellent, thank you.
Express Employment has many jobs are very open to primarily Spanish speaking individuals. Just as long as we can get through the interview process and communicate, which we find 9 times out of 10, we get through just fine. We're very happy. It's very much of a marketable skill to many of our warehouse managers, transportation managers, to both deal with them, their coworkers, and many of their clients. So that's certainly helpful for us.
Excellent, thank you. And USTA is also interested in Spanish speakers. So we have a question specifically for the USTA on what positions do you have in hospitality?
So as far as hospitality positions go, we do have a few different options available. There is a hospitality coordinator. We do have positions available in guest services and guest access, as well as parking. So there are quite a few different positions available in hospitality and guest services.
Thank you. We have another question on whether there are any part-time remote jobs available.
Yes, for Queens Workforce, there are, I think I mentioned 2. One of them is the option of full or part-time. It's the customer service collection specialist, where you would work with people that are delinquent on their credit card bills. And that's the one where the company does provide the laptop as well as the headset. You'll need to type 30 words per minute and have excellent customer service skills. And my email is in the chat. Feel free to email me your resume, and I will send you an invitation to a virtual interview.
Thank you, Nancy. We have also a follow-up answer for positions with persons with disabilities. There is a program that the New York City Children's Center flagged. It's New York State Civil Service 55 BC program that provides opportunities for people with disabilities as well as veterans. So feel free to apply and tell a friend. If there are any other questions, please feel free to add them to the Q&A. There's a question from an attendee asking advice on whether they think that they should focus more on skills and expertise versus attending a prestigious university, and how does that play a role in obtaining a position?
I'll answer that one. I said, well, in our field, we train you on everything that you need to know. But if you come from a prestigious university, of course, that seems to carry a little weight there. But in many of the positions that I see we have on the panel today, it's really about how well you represent yourself and how well you fit into the position of the employer that the employer is looking to hire or fill. So it's not so much based on what's on paper. It's really about who you are and what character you carry to bring into the organization. I think we would all agree, or most of us would.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with. Yeah, I agree with that also. I just think that that's kind of like that double-edged sword question where you're like, should I go to college or not? And I think that I think exactly, just to reiterate, but yeah, if you have the degree, it's always going to get you in the door faster, I think. But it's not necessarily the most qualified person, right? You could have somebody with a master's degree that has never worked, and another person who's come in and been in that field, like with their hand, up to their elbows in the field for 10 years, who am I going to choose, right? Like somebody who's experienced, or am I going to, choose a person who has a master's degree? I mean, it could really, and it just varies on the position, because it is not true in every case. Just doing staffing, sometimes it is just required because you need to have the license, right? Like to do social work, right? Like you have to have license to have do the counseling, but in certain areas in business, it is very experiential.
Yeah, from Express Employment's perspective, we take a CDL over an MBA any day. That's just what we're in right now.
And I think based on what my colleagues on this panel are saying, it's the same thing with the MTA. I've been recruiting for 30 years, and I could tell you it really depends on the position. Clearly, if you went to Harvard Law School, there are going to be doors open for you. However, how you're going to create a career, especially several years out, they're not necessarily looking at your degree. What you're selling is your experience. You're selling your network. It's reaching out, letting people know that you work well at whatever job that you do excellently. For example, I'll give my new colleague from the Tennis Association. I could tell you that there's going to be thousands of people who are going, and we've never spoken to before, right? Right. So I will bet you if you really present yourself really well at the Tennis Association, thousands of people are going to see you. That's going to be a credit to you versus someone who is not customer service focused, who is going to be surly. They're not going to want to hire them no matter what degree you're going to have. And the same thing with the MTA. There are positions that absolutely require a degree, like our engineers, our architects, our physicians, our nurses. But most jobs don't necessarily require a degree. They require the years of experience and the skilled trades. It's going to be how well you troubleshoot. So it really depends on the field that you're in. And then if you have both, that's great, but it's not necessarily a barrier to a lot of different careers.
I'd like to just add that a lot of the employers are also looking at you as an individual. The university, your education, and that you bring to the table is very, very important. And we want everyone to go to school. If you have an opportunity to go to college, absolutely. But it's that passion that you bring to the job. Most of the positions we're talking about today are either service positions, and they offer you the opportunity to work one-on-one with passengers and or other service people. It's the service industry, but it's also customer centric. If you have a great personality and you enjoy working with people, and and then identify what it is you really want to do. Where do you see yourself in the future, 5 years down the road, 2 years? And then work with us to determine where your best chance is of getting that job. And we've had, people who never even thought about working at an airport, let's say, but now they're there and they're realizing a career, not just a job. So think about, how you feel about the work world and the industry at large.
I'd also like to add to that as well. At QCP, again, many of our jobs only require a high school diploma, but we've met with many students over the last few weeks, and a lot of the employment engagement coordinators have said, don't just pigeonhole yourself. Don't look at yourself as, oh, I can only do this, or I only have a high school diploma. Think about your personal experience. Oh, yes, I did come across working with a special needs person, or yes, my friend had a brother with a special needs. So, I did have personal experience. I did help someone along the line. I do have that passion or compassion. So it's not always about the education, but what you bring to the table, how you present yourself. And again, have a good attitude, be there on time, and put a smile on everybody's face. It's basic human qualities, I think, is what we look for.
Yes, that sounds like great advice and lessons for life in general. There's another question. Sometimes when folks come from other countries with tremendous experience, they're often told they're overqualified for positions. Does anyone have advice for those individuals as they're trying to get their foot in the door and applying for entry-level positions in the US?
Sure, I just hunted and picked something out there. We've had issues with individuals, maybe the civil engineers or something, or that come from a different country. And just because their certifications are somewhat of a language barrier, it is, difficult, to get them a comparable position, but we don't let that stop us. We get them something that's going to pay the bill, something maybe in their field so that they can get in there and kind of show themselves, show their skills at that level and then move up.
There is a great organization called Upwardly Global. That's what they focus on. Specifically foreign-born New Yorkers who have had jobs in other countries that might be a higher level than what they're getting here, and they help them make a transition and get them what they need to get to that level again that they had in their country. It's called Upwardly Global, and it's upwardlyglobal.org.
I've heard great things about them. Thank you. So we have, just to clarify, for positions for persons with disabilities, just repeating that it's the New York State Civil Service has a 55 BC program, and also Nancy at Workforce One has put her information to reach out to her. There are a couple more questions. We'll do a rapid fire because we're coming close to our time. Are there any office positions for people of age 50 plus?
All our positions are open to any age. There's no cutoff, or as long as you're 18 and older. Right now, we don't have office positions, probably because of the pandemic, but we do have the work at home, which is sort of administrative until everything reopens again.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Who is offering human resources positions currently?
Common Point Queens, again, we have the employment coordinator position. So if you have a human resource background, it is very helpful with recruiting specifically, and, recruiting and interviewing, hiring, that type of thing.
All right, we have a question for Mr. Hughes and Ms. Edwards. Someone is asking about not having OSHA, but having experience in painting and construction. Would they be able to still apply?
Yes, Yeah, so if somebody's interested and they have experience and but does not have their OSHA cards, we do have 2 different organizations that are able to take the OSHA take the OSHA class with them for free. So what I recommend them is to at least email me, and I could actually give you the instructor's information. They could take the class, and then once they are completed, they could come back to me to start a job. So definitely.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that, Calvin. And okay, our last question for this session. There's an attendee that's asking about having great experience in a particular area, but that particular expertise is not sought after anymore. So any advice for someone with years of experience in an area that has perhaps been phased out?
I could answer to that. Certainly, we do have positions. As I said, we do a lot of training. So if there's in a particular field that has been phased out or been eliminated, we can take a look at you. We'd like you to see your resume, and let's see what we can talk about. We're open to training, and we're open to anyone that has an open mind to come in and learn something new.
And to piggyback off of that, I would say the same thing. We also have a wide range of positions for people with a wide range of skills, and the skills that you feel you may not have, we'd be willing to work with you, to develop those skills. And for future, I would say not so much to focus on the industry, but the transferable skills. What skills can you take? What have you learned from that industry or that field? What can you take from that and apply to what you do want to do now, and focus on that and what you can bring to the table in the future.
Ditto for me.
All right. Well, thank you to our longstanding partners. Thank you to our new partners that joined us today. And on behalf of Borough President Richards, we're so delighted to bring these opportunities to the public. Please feel free to follow up with the individual companies or workforce agency. Feel free to look at our website at Recruitment Fair for more specific information, and join us on Thursday, June 17th at 2 p.m. for the next installment. On behalf of Borough President Richards, we want to thank our staff who made this event possible today. They are Shern Anderson, Chris Barca, Tiffany Eason, Carolina Gill, Aldo Grillo, Frank Joseph, Brianna Mulligan, Dorothy Pafumi, John Perricone, Michael Scholl, Ileana Siegel, and Ludi Thenner. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again.
Thank you.